What is good, guys? It's Ronald, also known as Youcapper from sportsmemo.com. Welcome to another episode of Let's Cap. We got my partner here, Chris B. Capping. Chris, you and Finesse and myself, we host a chalkboard community called Capper University. A lot of stuff going on in there. We share trends, picks. The community shares trends and picks. They chat about the games. We're gonna have a free giveaway at the end of this month. We're nearing 500 plus members. Oh, we're nearing 500 members now. Chris, man, how you been doing? It's been a while since you've been on my show. Anything to add to the chalkboard community or anything to just share with us today?
First and foremost, Ronald, appreciate you having me as always, my brother. Really, really grateful to be able to do the partnership with you over at Chalkboard and Finesse. Really, really excited about all the things that we've talked about as far as building that community up. And loving what we're doing so far. I know we got a lot more to go, but I love the engagement. I love that we have the same mindset as far as just trying to get gamblers together so they can make better bets and be more precise with their money. So I love that. I love that like you said, people are coming in and sharing their trends and just different things like that. As we transition away from the NBA and more to just MLB. I know you're doing some WNBA as well, Ronald, but just trying to become a sharper bettor in the MLB space. Trying to pick and choose my spots wisely, do my homework, make sure I'm catching everything and looking at it from a bunch of different angles before making my final plays and sharing it with our chalkboard community, around.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I love what you just said there because like me as a capper as well, I wanna be able to do my own capping before I hear other people. And you kind of we were just talking right before the show about that. It just kind of want to block the noise, make sure you trust yourself and your capping process, and then you kind of then you listen to others and see what they say because it's always a good thing to listen to others after the fact because you might miss an angle that you weren't really looking at. And I think your space is a good place where I hear a lot of that stuff. I know last night we were on the spaces that someone else ran, and then obviously the chalkboard community. One of the guys in the chalkboard community shared a whole bunch of trends yesterday, and that was pretty dope because those were some of the angles that I didn't even see. So yeah, man. If you guys want to join that chalkboard community, you can kind of see it down in that corner down there where the QR code is, and there's also the link in the description. But we're here to talk some MLB, Chris. We got two games on the board. We're gonna break them down at a detailed level. First, we got the Royals and the Angels. Angels minus 195 favorites. The total is at 9. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up some stats while you break this down. Go ahead. You can start your process.
Yeah, Ronald. So looking at this game, man, it's the Angels haven't been the greatest team. Whether at home or on the road, and you just kind of went by the splits. But a lot of capping is what I'm doing, Ronald, is I'm trying to find a major advantage, right? And if I see some kind of advantage, then I'm going to start digging a little deeper. And for me, what I see in this one, Ronald, is I see Chris Bubik on the mound. He's a lefty, and the Angels have struggled against lefties. I think they're like striking out, top 5% against lefties throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
They also struggled. That's for the whole season and also for within the last month. But what I'm looking at, Ronald, is I'm looking at Bubich, and you can see, you can see his win loss, you can see his ERA, you can see his WHIP being almost 2. And then when you take a deeper dive, Ronald, what I was looking at specifically was the team total over 4.5. And it's really a fade. The Royals don't have the greatest bullpen, but Bubik being on the mound doesn't really scare me at all. And you could say it's a tad bit contrarian, Ronald, just because when you look back over the Angels' last few games, they haven't been able to get to that 4.5 mark. But today, I think it's a really good chance for him to get there today. So Bubik he's 0-4 in the season. He has an 8.36 ERA, 1.89 WHIP, like I talked about. His FIP is 5.68. His xFIP is 4.91, and his Sierra is 5.23. These are all numbers that I'm looking at when I'm capping pitchers. Situationally, though, Ronald, like as an away pitcher, because they are on the road for this game, his ERA jumps to 9.72 and 8.1 innings pitched. His on base percentage is 400. Slugging percentage is 595. Weighted on base average is 428. All of those numbers scream to me. Those are the numbers I'm looking to when I'm thinking about taking a team total over for the opposing team. It's a smaller sample size, Ronald, but opponents are averaging 7.75 runs in his 8 starts this season. In away starts, that number jumps up to 8.5. I think it's only like a 2-game sample size. The Angels got also, just to kind of piggyback on that a little more, Ron. The Angels got 8 runs off him in his last start and an 8-1 win, and they've scored 6 runs or more against the Royals in 3 of their last 4 games, dating back to last year. So those things make me really, really high on the Angels today. I think we could see them score 6-7 runs and kind of get out of the slump that they've been in offensively, being able to score. So yeah, I'm a play that, Ronald. All my baseball plays so far, just because baseball can be extremely highly volatile, and everything that I've been putting in the chalkboard, I'm putting my unit size beside it. So it's only a quarter unit play for me. Like I said, the Angels haven't hit that team total. I do expect them to be able to get there today, though. So a quarter unit play for me. I'm taking the Angels team total over 4.5. I locked it in last night, the -120. But the best odds right now are on BetMGM. And you can get that for -135. And I'm cool with drinking the juice. I know in baseball you got to drink a little more juice. I'm not used to drinking that juice, Ronald, in the NBA. But I'm cool with doing that because I think that they can get there today.
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit of support here. So some of the numbers that you brought up here, right? Royals with Chris Bubic, even from a straight up perspective for a first 5 money line, that's something that you would probably want to fade Bubic, right? 1, 4, and 3 on the money line here. So even if you don't lose, I mean, even if you don't, there's chances to push here with the first 5. Obviously, you want to get the W, but percentage wise, fading Bubic in the first 5 is a good way to go. And some of the numbers that you brought up, 7.75 in the 8 starts that he had, the opponents are scoring. And you can see, you said 4.5. The first 5, they're almost up to 4 in just the first 5 alone. So this is a spot definitely you want to look towards fading Chris Bubic. And then from here on Spodevs, you can see a little bit of the splits here. Look at these night games, because both of these games are at night. The last 2 games of the day. Look at Bubic at night. He struggles in that situation. 8.10 ERA, just above 4 innings pitched per game. And you can kind of see he's really struggling here. 8.5 runs allowed for their opponents in those games total. So yeah, I could definitely see the Angels hitting these guys, specifically Bubic. If we look at the last 5 against lefties, though, the Angels are struggling. But this is a spot where obviously they're going to come back to a normal. To me, something that we talk about in the NBA is regression, positive regression. This might be a spot here where we see some positive regression against lefties with the Angels here. It's just a spot to fade Bubic in general, in my opinion. So I love that play here. Again, guys, Chris is on the team total over 4.5 here. Next up, did you have anything to add or any to that?
No, that's it, Ronald. That's it.
Perfect. So that's that game. And then next up, we got the Diamondbacks and Padres. To me here, let me bring up some numbers here. To me, this is a spot where we're pretty much going to be backing Yu Darvish at home. He's been so solid at home. 5-0. Let me get my numbers correct here. 5-0 to the under for Darvish Yu. That's one spot that I'm looking at is the full game under here. But 5-0 to the under when Yu Darvish starts at home. His sub 1.5 ERA. Let me see if I can bring that up here. Yu Darvish. There you go. 5-0 to the under at home right here. And you can kind of see that they win as well in those situations. 4-1. Obviously, Yu Darvish is the better pitcher here. We're gonna try and fade. We're gonna take the under full game. You can see Zach Davies at night. We're looking at these different splits here. 3.41 here at night. And then you could see like he was struggling earlier in the season, but in the last three he started to put it together, right? I think Davies only allowed 3 earned runs in the last 3 starts, and that's about 20 and 2/3 inning total. And it's not like he was playing with some weak against weak teams either, right? So he's putting it together. I think if we can get both of these guys to be able to produce here on the road and for Davies and at home like he does for Darvish, this might be a spot where we just take the 7 because under 7 because it's at plus 100. It's not juiced or anything like that. I think this is just a good spot for that. Davies 3-10 to the under so far this season. Darvish 3-9 to the under this season. I don't. That's the way that I'm looking at it in general. I don't know if I want to do the first 5 or full game. I think either way probably will work. If we go first 5, we would stay away from the Diamondbacks bullpen here, who has pretty been inconsistent as far as the bullpen support goes. So that's the way I'm looking at it. And then also the other thing too is the K prop for Darvish U over 6.5, which is plus money as well. You could see in the home away splits, the Diamondbacks strike out at a higher rate, specifically against the righties on the road. And then when you look at Darvish at home, 6.2 strikeouts per outing here in those home games. And if you kind of combine that together, you see a high strikeout rate on one side. And someone that does well at home, I think that's where you kind of get that extra 6.5 to go up to like 7. I was actually looking at 7.5 over 7.5 because it's at plus 160. So that's extra money that you can get right there. One thing to note as well, if we look at this is Baseball Savant, you can see Darvish here with a XBA 231. So I mean, and this is a career against Diamondback roster. So these are little things that you could just kind of look at that kind of add up to me backing Darvish K prop here. Yeah, any thoughts on those at all?
I like that look, Ronald. I like that you went in and you looked at how the Cardinals do as far as striking out, but not just striking out, but how they strike out, at night and them being on the road. And then also, Davies has been somebody that, people have been fading, I think, recently. But the proof is in the pudding. Ronald's right there. Last 3, he's really picked it up a lot, and you see that ERA coming down to a 1.31.
Yeah.
which is extremely beneficial if you're looking at taking the over. So I like both of those looks, Ronald. I like both of those.
Yeah. So that's me. I got the under 7 plus 100. Darvish U 6.5 Ks plus 118. Those are the two games that I was looking at here. There's really not much else as far as for me as far as official plays. Those two are official for me. Was there anything that you were like leaning on at all that we want to try and break down live?
You know what, Ronald? Let me check real quick. I feel like I had something in my bet slip. Last night I was looking at the Mets first 5, but I didn't take them. I think that they are. Last time I checked, they were winning. Let's see.
Yeah, I actually had
1-0.
Mets
Yeah.
first 5. I had Mets first 5 as well.
Yeah. I didn't play that, and it started already around. They're in the 4th. Right now, let's see. Let's look at Boston, Ronald. They play Detroit today at 7-11. Detroit has been scoring. I know the last 2 games I think it was Saturday. They scored more runs than they had scored all season against the Rangers, and then they backed it up and beat the Rangers again. So yeah, I know. And today they're traveling. They travel to Boston, where Boston is a heavy favorite. And they also aren't. Boston also doesn't have this Wikosecki guy on the mound, who's not the greatest pitcher. So I'm curious let's live cap that one real quick, Ronald. See if we think Boston can slow down Detroit's offense, or if Detroit will start to struggle just a tad bit and Boston can kind of keep it rolling, because I know they've been winning recently.
Yeah, let's look at that. So we're looking at this is Spodebs here with the at a glance piece. Just right off the bat, you can kind of see the Tigers struggle on the road here. And then the Red Sox are pretty flat, right? 17 and 16 at home. From a at a glance perspective, from the pitchers, Fado 4-4, Winkowski 1-1. Here's the ERA and the WHIP. So both of them with a pretty high WHIP here, and they don't typically pitch for a long period of time. And then we go to the starter analysis at a deeper level. So you can see he does well at home on the road, actually. 3-0 on the road, 2.25 ERA, over 5 innings pitched per game in those situations. 3-0 to the under as well. And then we got Winkowski here at home, 4.5 ERA, 1-1 over under, 1-1 straight up. If we look at the bats here, the Tigers, they typically play pretty low under on the road here. Against righties, they struggle offensively. And then the Red Sox, they typically do well against righties on the road. Let's look at their last 5. Yeah, the Red Sox are seeing the ball pretty well. But then you can kind of see here that this guy Fado is actually he pitches well on the road. That's interesting to see that there. Let's bring up. Sorry, we're looking at Tigers, right? Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers and Red Sox. Yeah, this one, and I was kind of stuck on this one too, Ronald, which is why I didn't play it, because we do get Fado, playing, like you said, playing pretty decent on the road. Granted, yeah. Detroit's offense has been atrocious for the most part of the whole season. If you take away the last couple games, I know that they've had a lot of runs.
So if we look at the Tigers here, right? First 5, just 1 run per game, and then 2.33. This is Tigers on the road. You can see their straight up first 5, 16, and 6.
You don't got it pulled up on the screen, Ron.
Was that? Oh shoot, sorry. All right, so here you go. Tigers on the road, 5, 16, and 6 straight up on the first 5 money line. You can see 7, 18, and 2 to the under full game. This is the part what I was looking at here for the team specifically on the road. One run in the first 5 and 2.33 full game, and that's a 27 game sample size. So what if we look at how they do against
right-handed pitchers?
Right-handed pitchers. So we have so Winkowski is a right-handed pitcher. You can see it actually goes even lower. 0.7 to 5 in the first 5, 2.2 in the full game, 3, 14, and 3 straight up first 5, 6 and 12 on the first 5 run line, 14, 5, and 1 to the under. Write that down. All right, and then let's actually bring up Red Sox. Oops. See how they do at home.
15, 11, and 7.
Yeah.
2.25 in the first 5, Ronald? Is that what that said?
2.55 in the first half.
Okay.
How many Winkowski? Let's look at Winkowski real quick. So even as a home favorite, 12, 8, and 6 straight up here, looks towards the over. Let me see. There's not a lot of data on him. But you can see here, first 5 on those 2 games, 2 in the first 5, giving up 2.5 overall. I mean, shoot, that looks like a
Boston first half spot,
like a Boston first 5, and also maybe like a under team total for the
Detroit?
Royals. Yeah. I mean, sorry, the Tigers. Yeah, under first
Yeah.
5 on the Tigers, or shoot, not even under. You could be either under first 5 or full game. Let's see against the righty.
Yep.
Yeah, righty. So as a righty and home against righties at home, 2.334, 4.44. What's the total at? 9?
You see the 9? Let's see.
Let's see.
I see it at 9.5, Ronald.
9.5.
Yeah, lean into the under though. I mean, the books got it faded to the under. I see a minus 122 at 9.5.
This looks like either a team total under on Detroit or just a full game under.
That number might be a tad bit inflated, Ronald, just because they scored so many runs in their last couple games. Like if we go down all the way to the bottom on the Spodev's website, you can see if you just click on the Tigers' last 2 games, they've scored 7 and 14 runs, and those numbers are both extreme outliers.
Yeah. Yeah, it does look due to the it does look inflated to the over because of that. And where did it go? So it's open at 9.5 over juice to the over. Now we're seeing some 9.5 juice to the under, and we even seen some 9s here. So it's trending towards the under.
I see Detroit team total sitting at 3.5, Ronald, and Boston team total sitting at 5.
5.5?
No, 5. Just 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which would make you think that the total would be sitting at 8.5 instead of 9. So I think we might be getting some value on that under, like you said, for the full game. If we get one team total of 5 and one team total of 3.5, 5 plus 3.5 is 8.5. But we got a total of 9.5. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. What do you think? I like that full game under. The full game under.
I like it too. Now that we just looked at those numbers, I like it a
lot. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. I like it. I like that. I like that under a lot, actually. Now, especially when you mention the Tigers inflating because of that the past couple of outings.
Those back-to-back games, Ronald, they got 24. They got 21 runs in the last 2 games. 14 was the most they ever scored against the Rangers on Saturday, and they followed it up on Sunday against Dan Dunning and scored 7 and won both of those games. So I think granted, it's not a lot. It's 3.5, but they don't even average that on the road. So if we get them to come back down to reality, and we can trust Wagertalk in this spot, then I think we got a chance.
Yeah,
but I would look at
probably.
I think I would look at the bullpens before I make it official.
Depending on where you look, if you're line shopping too, you could probably get 9 at plus money. If you're seeing 9.5, you could probably get the 9 at plus money.
Yeah, you're right. I'm about to go check right now, real quick. Let's see.
Yeah, I like that. I might add that to my card.
I think we might be on to something, Ronald.
I'm trying to figure out what would be better though, the full game under or just the Tigers under.
The 3.5?
Yeah. Because look at their 2.2.
Some value there, right?
Yeah. It's just there's not a lot of information on Winkowski. That's all it is.
I think they think he probably gonna get rocked, which is why they put it at 3.5.
Let's see, 2.5. He don't give.
Detroit's the worst scoring team in the league, Ronald. So fading them is. I know some people who just do it automatically, especially.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense too. I like that. I think I'm probably gonna go. I feel like I want to go team total under instead, just in case Boston. Just in case Boston somehow just goes off.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like you can kind of see, like he does well on the road, but overall, I mean, especially the way he's trending here, 6.92 in the last 3.
Yeah. Maybe even the first 5 spot, Ronald. I'm gonna look into the first 5. That way we can avoid the bullpens. Because when you was on Spodevs and you went down to the bottom, those bullpens looked like they weren't the greatest.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I think I saw a couple
That's
sixes in there.
last 5. Well, overall is not that bad. Right, the bullpen overall, but if you just look at last 5 here, you can kind of see they're struggling. So there might be some positive regression on the bullpen actually. So we might want to take the full game. Does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I see the under 9 too, Ronald. Like you said, at plus money. I see it at plus 105 on Caesars. I see Unibet has it at plus 110. Bet Rivers has it at plus 110, and Barstool has it at plus 110. But yeah, it's plus money across the board, pretty much on all books.
Yeah.
And you can even get the under. Let's see. No, you can't. The under 9.5. The best place to get it is on points bet and Barstool. They got it at minus 115. That's the best you can get for the minus the under 9.5. Yep.
Yeah. I like it. Well, shoot, let's go with that. I think I'm gonna go probably. Man, I'm trying to figure out if I want to do team total or full game under. What are you thinking?
I think the under for we don't have enough information, Ronald. I feel like on Winkowski or whatever his name is. And I don't think that he gets rocked just because Detroit just typically doesn't play as well on the road.
Yeah.
And I know that we've seen some positive regression, but I would think that comes back down today against a pretty decent Boston team. So more so probably the under for the full game. Detroit hasn't been. Let's look up what Detroit record is, Ronald. When the total is at 9.5. I'm pretty sure that number typically stays under. Let's see what that is.
Like just right at 9.5.
9.5 or over.
It doesn't even. There's only one game.
And they scored 3.
Yeah, we went under by a lot. Let's see what 9 looks like. Yeah, I mean 6-1 to the under when the total is 9 or higher.
Yep, that makes me like it a lot.
Let's go. Yep, there it is.
I don't think they're typically in contests where the total is set this high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I bet you if you type in like 8, we get a lot more data. You know what I mean?
Here's that game that you're talking about. Look at this right here. 14-7.
14-7. Yep.
Yeah.
14-7. Yep.
All right, fuck it. Let's go. Full game under 9. I'm with it. I like it a lot.
Let's do it. I'm riding with you. Let's do it.
There it is. All right, so we got a few games here. So Chris, let's recap real quick. So Chris, team total over 4.5. Myself under 7 on the Padres game, and then Darvish with over 6.5 Ks, and then we just live capped the Tigers and Red Sox, and we're gonna take the under 9 here. I love the fact that we can do that. And man, I think I mean this is really what Let's Cap is all about, right? Just being able to do this. Everyone's kind of doing it on Spaces as well. The fact that we can add the visual piece to it, I think that's a little bit of extra. But yeah, I love that we can do this. This is I think 3 games. I mean, I don't know. I kind of go back and forth with volume betting versus high volume versus low volume. Gonna be honest, I was pushed towards the high volume towards the early part of this season, and now I'm really thinking about going back to just doing it back to normal, to lower volume. I think that might be the way that I feel more comfortable. Are you do you do high volume or low volume?
No, I'm a low volume bettor. I'd rather put out 3 plays and force myself to either go 2-1 or 1 and 2. You know, a winning day or a losing day. Even in the chalkboard community, I've only been putting out one play a day. You know,
Yeah.
giving out my strongest looks, and I think 2-1 in those plays. And if Atlanta wouldn't came out and wet the bed the other day, I'd be 3-0. They actually followed up the following game and won 6-0. So that was extremely frustrating.
Yeah,
But
I think I was with you on that one too.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
extremely frustrating. But you know, we'll get it back, Ronald. Like I
yeah.
said, we'll get it back for sure.
It's always tough because there's so many MLB games. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And to play low volume on MLB is really tough because you gotta break it down really, really well. Not pretty much every game, trying to figure out which one is the best option. That's tough to do and very time consuming. But yeah, man, I love the fact that we were able to do that on the show here. This is pretty much going towards the end of the show here. Anything to promote on your side, Chris?
Nah, Ronald, nah, man. Just the chalkboard, like you said, man. I'm extremely grateful just to, you know, like I said, be able to partner with you and Finesse, and bring that to the people. I think it gives them, you know, access to us to ask questions. We get a bunch of questions all the time. You know, like you said, giveaways. We're gonna be doing Q&A sessions, like you said, Ronald. So, I would just, you know, tell the people to hop in. You know,
Mhm.
especially if you're a student of the game, if you're a student of, you know, gambling in general, and you know, you're open to sharpening your tool set and being around other like-minded individuals, I would definitely say, you know, come join and be a part of the community. We continue to grow,
Mhm.
and I think we're just getting started.
Yeah, I love it. I love the fact that we were able to partner and get this chalkboard community started. One thing to add real quick, you can kind of see. Sorry, last week I wasn't able to do a whole bunch of shows because just having my family being sick or whatever. But I have a full slate this week of guests. Tomorrow I got ski. Wednesday I got Shark. Thursday I have Andrew McGinnis. He's from Wagertalk. He's gonna talk about hockey, the Stanley Cup, and then as well as CFL. And then I got my guys YBB and Austin Wang on Friday. We're gonna break down the whole slate there, including UFC. I know a lot of people love the UFC portion of that Friday show. That's the full slate this week, guys. Like I said, this is the end of the show. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe button. Check the links in the description as well. If you are on YouTube, make sure you um, uh, just leave comments. Make sure you let us know what we're doing right. Any games that you guys are playing, leave those in the comments after the show is posted. But as always, I always want to end with this, guys. Please remember, whether you fade us or follow us, it's on you to make that call. Good luck on all your actions. Until next time, peace.